Up too much of your time, but I'm explaining a way that you guys and girls can have whatever it is you want to have in this world. You can do, you can be whatever it is you want to do. And I'm going to break it down with this model. Law of attraction. Because you are what you attract. Alright. This big circle here, this is your brain, right? And you guys and girls should have learned this at elementary school. There's an imaginary line here that separates your subconscious mind from your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind was programmed when you were still a baby. You're a product of your environment. So if your parents are doctors or lawyers, you get that information, you typically are more likely to be with that. Your parents are athletic, you're more likely to be athletic because all you're growing up is knowing athletes and seeing people perform athletic tasks. If your parents are educators, you might be more book smart because they're more likely to read to you, so you're more likely to gain more knowledge. And throughout all that information that you learn throughout the years, it creates this thing called a paradigm. And all a paradigm is just a multitude of habits. It's your rituals, your routines. Alright? So, on our conscious level, what our Creator gave us, He gave us the ability to think. We can think any thought that we want to think. And we tend to use our conscious mind the most, as well as our imagination, till we get about 5 years old, 4 or 5, because that's about the time we start school. And then from there, we tend not to use it so much because we're more worried about what other people think about us, so we stop thinking for ourselves. Alright, so, your paradigm here. The only way to change, say for example, if you're set to a, let's say, X-type frequency, you're going to produce X-type results. Let's say your X-type frequency, let's say it's the norm. It's what everybody else is doing. And let's say Y-type frequency is your dream. Is what you really want to do. Your dream will go on here on your conscious mind. Alright, so the reason why people tend to get stuck in the X-type mind state, which is the norm, is because on our subconscious level here is our emotional mind. We're emotional creatures, right? We feel how we feel, we're stuck to that, and it's hard to get us out of our ways. So, say for example, you want to be the best musician ever. Whenever you tell yourself that and you think that, whenever you go to put that emotional attachment to becoming the best musician and you find out, how many shows you had to perform, how much writing you had to do, how creative you had to be, how much time you have to spend doing it. Most people will tend to kick out this idea. Oh, I got to work for it? Your paradigm automatically kicks it out. And this is why 97% of the population works for 3% of the population. Also, this same 3% that people are working for controls 97% of the wealth. So you want to know why there aren't very many jobs and why it's so hard in our economy? It's because only 3% have this initiative to do this. To think a thought, believe in that thought, and whenever they have to make the emotional attachment to see that thought through, and regardless what it takes, they do what they got to do in order to achieve this dream, to achieve this goal. That's a great mind state to have. So, if you're stuck in the X-type mind state, there's only 2 ways to change it. One is an emotional shock, a death in the family, or if you look at what just happened in Paris with the ISIS attack and the bombing. I guarantee a lot of lives are going to change for that. There's going to be a lot of good things in the future coming from Paris, believe me. When you lose people like that and you experience a tragedy like that, something good got to come out of it. You got to look at the positives to everything, regardless how bad it is at the moment. All right, the second way to change this, change your routine, change your habits, change what you do on a daily basis, change the top 5 people you're hanging with. Because I guarantee if you look at the circle that you keep, the 5 people you're hanging with, If they're going around talking about people, knocking people's books out of their hands, closing people's lockers, making fun of people, trying to hurt people, you're probably doing the same. Because you're probably laughing and giggling with them. Like, it's funny until it happens to you. And that's the problem with people. We always want to do stuff to people, but we never want to do stuff for people. Right? That's very selfish of us. The majority of our problems, not all, the majority of our problems that we face every day are man-made. It's another human being doing an unkind act to another human being. Whether it's they're being selfish, they're being greedy, there's just hate in their heart, whatever the case might be, but that comes from them not knowing who they are. They have some insecurities or a lack of understanding of themselves. That's why I tell you guys and girls, make sure you know who you are. The only way to find out who you are is to spend time with yourself. Because far too often we spend so much time with other people, we don't even know who we are. So if I ask you a simple question, who are you? What do you want to do with your life? You'll tell me your name. Okay, that's great. But who are you? Not who is this person, this fake persona that you put on to try to portray out here in society, because we live in a physical world. So we get caught up in all the physical things, all the materialistic things, the money, the cars, the clothes, the best shoes and all this. That's more or less where our focus is at. When that's not where our focus needs to be. Our focus needs to be on being the best individual person we can be. You have to do for self, by self. Take care of the individual person, then from there you can help others. Okay, so back to the model here. Alright, so remember, there's two ways to change your paradigm. So if you're in the X-type frequency, an emotional shock or disaster happened, or you start to change your habits, your routine. Start changing the way that you program your brain. Because think of us if we're a radio station. We're set to frequencies, right? So say, for example, you're set to a country frequency, country station. You don't really want to hear country. You want to hear hip-hop, R&B. You might want to hear rhythm and blues. You might want to hear jazz. You might want to hear something else, but you don't want to hear country, and you know that. Same difference. You're working a job you hate. You're living a life you don't want to live. You don't want to do it. You don't like it. Yada, yada. The only way to change it, just like your radio station, is to change the station. Change to a different frequency. Change from a negative frequency to a positive frequency. It's that simple. Not easy, but it's that simple. So, look at it this way. If you're not getting the results that you want, you're not liking life, you're hating the people around you, chances are it's probably not life itself. Chances are it's probably you. You're probably the issue. Because there was opportunities that you may have missed. There may have been chances that someone's giving you that you didn't take advantage of. You know, or you just messed up somewhere. You've been making the wrong choice because you're hanging with the wrong people. They're leading you down the wrong path. You know, whether it be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whether it be, you know, a job or an employee, somebody who's not liking life or they're not too happy with themselves, and they're expressing that to you. And that makes you feel some type of way. Imagine this, you're happy, you feeling good, you walking on sunshine, whoa. You know, you walk into a room and everybody in there sad. Everybody's mad or frustrated, upset. You're going to instantly feel uncomfortable because you're going to feel that dark cloud in the room. You're not going to need to be there for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. You're instantly going to want to leave. Because what they say, like Kendrick Lamar, please don't kill my vibe. And this is what happens with most people. You know, because this is the vibration we're in. If you're in the X-type vibration, you're in the X-type mindset, you get X-type results. You need to change your vibration to a positive one. Be upbeat. So retrain your brain to think positive thoughts. Only put positive things in it. Okay? You have to feed it. Just like you put gas in your car, just like you got to feed your stomach to get the nutrition you need to go on, you need to feed your mind too. But far too often we stop using our mind because more or less, like I said, we spend most of our time trying to impress other people. So we stop thinking for ourselves. We stop believing what we believe. We allow other people's doubts to silence our inner voice, to silence our beliefs. So I'm here to tell you just how they told you wasn't going to graduate. You're not smart. You're too fat. You're ugly. You're dumb. You're slow. Whatever. I'm here to tell you, you are smart. You are beautiful. You're not dumb. You're not an idiot. You're a human being. Your life has value. It matters. You was put here for a purpose. I don't know your reason for being here. Only you do. You know deep down inside, whenever you go home and you unzip your persona suit and you hang it up in the closet and it's just that little dark skeleton that's there, you know who that person is. I don't. It's up to you to expose that person to the world, but far too often we're scared to expose that person because what somebody else is going to think. Oh, that person's who cares? Because one thing is for certain. The one thing that all of us have in common is death. Nobody can shake it, right? It's this, like, it's out with the old, in with the new. And in the midst of death, it seems like everything that happened, good, bad, whatever, it just seems to fall off. So knowing that one day you're going to die, what do you have to lose? I mean, ask yourself, what do you have to lose? But remember, time waits for nobody. Life's a marathon, not a sprint. So the sooner you get started, the sooner you reach your destination. It's simple, not easy. You got to do it day by day, every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Because we get so caught up in thinking to be great, to be successful, to be happy, that you got to be some type of God, fairy type of person. Like we believe that somebody just walked up to these special people, the LeBron James, the Michael Jordan, the Madonnas, the Michael Jacksons, the important people, the successful people, quote unquote, in society's eyes. Then somebody walked up to him and said, here goes some of magic Aladdin fairy dust. Here go genie in a bottle. Here goes 3 wishes. We think that that's the way that it works, when in reality that's not the way that it works. The way that it works is these people made a decision. This is how I'm going to live. They decided this is how I'm going to be. And once they made that decision, because there's power in making a decision. Once they made that decision, from there, they did it day by day, every single day, whether they felt like it or not. You guys say that you're the generation to keep it 100, right? Y'all keep it true. You keep it 100, right? You keep it 200, some kids would say, just to outdo the 100. Answer me this. When's the last time you gave 100 at something? When's the last time you gave 110% at anything? From school to home? When's the last time you cleaned your room the best you could? You know, when's the last time you studied as hard as you could? When's the last time you was nice as you could possibly be? Now, that's keeping it 100. Don't just pick and choose, okay, I'm going to keep it 100 when it's something negative, but when it's something positive, I'm going to just block it out. Right? Stop being a follower. We need more leaders. Right? We got enough followers in the world. We don't need any more of those. Each individual person was made that. An individual